In a small town, a group of influencers arrived, ready for a new adventure. However, the local policeman, suspicious of their intentions, stopped them. He warned them that if anything went wrong, there would be serious consequences. The influencers assured him they wouldn't cause trouble, and the officer eventually left, but a feeling of unease lingered in the air. Mia, a famous YouTuber and the leader of the group, had been paid handsomely to promote a cabin deep in the forest. Alongside her was her boyfriend Joss, an actor promoting his upcoming movie. In the back seat were Pedro, a popular comedy YouTuber, Thomas, a famous TikToker, and Cindy, a singer more focused on live performances than social media. As they drove towards the cabin, Mia began live streaming, urging her viewers to help her reach 1 million views. In exchange, she promised to shave her head live. Joss, uncomfortable with Mia's obsession with her streaming, tried to convince her to take a break and enjoy the moment. But Mia was determined to gain as many views as possible, brushing aside his concerns. Pedro and Thomas encouraged Mia's antics, laughing and chatting as the viewership numbers climbed. 100,000, 150,000, 200,000. Soon they reached the cabin, and Anthony, the owner, welcomed them with open arms, excited for the promotion. He even suggested they check out a stunning waterfall hidden behind the forest, believing Mia's viewers would love to see it one day. While everyone was chatting, Lisa, Anthony's daughter, appeared nervous. Linda, her mother, revealed that Lisa was Mia's biggest fan, with posters of Mia adorning her room. Lisa felt embarrassed, but Mia greeted her warmly, happy to meet such a dedicated fan. Still streaming, Mia excused herself, claiming she needed to use the bathroom. She left the camera rolling, pointing it toward the dark forest. Unbeknownst to her viewers, something terrifying was about to unfold. A shadowy figure darted through the trees. Before anyone could react, the bathroom window shattered. Mia rushed back to the others, her heart pounding. Panic spread among the group. Anthony went outside to check, but no one could figure out who the intruder was. Fear and confusion filled the cabin. Then, Lisa confessed, a boy from her school named David had been watching Mia's stream. When he saw Lisa on camera, he decided to play a prank by coming to the cabin and breaking the window. The group was furious. In a fit of anger, Thomas grabbed Mia's phone and started insulting David on the live stream, challenging him to show up again. Joss immediately stepped in, warning Thomas that such reckless actions could ruin Mia's hard-earned reputation. Thomas grew even angrier, accusing Joss of only being interested in promoting his movie. He called Joss a fake, claiming that if the camera were off, Joss would show his true colors. Joss, though furious, remained silent. He knew that causing a scene would only make things worse for everyone, especially with the live stream still running. Mia continued to stream, her viewership growing by the second, despite Joss's pleas for her to stop. Mia refused. She handed the phone to Pedro and tried to convince Joss that this could be the biggest stream ever. Fame, attention, and promotion. Everything they had ever wanted was within reach. After some hesitation, Joss reluctantly agreed. However, he quietly decided to leave the cabin. He told the others he was going to see the waterfall and walked away. With Joss gone, Mia, Pedro, Cindy, and Thomas decided to entertain the growing audience by heading to the back of the cabin for some fun. They joked, laughed, and had a carefree time, all while the viewership continued to climb. During their playful banter, it became clear that Pedro secretly had feelings for Cindy. He just hadn't admitted it yet. Meanwhile, Mia encouraged him to compliment Cindy, teasing him for being too shy. Despite her teasing, Pedro remained quiet, too embarrassed to say anything. Thomas took advantage of the situation, making fun of Pedro and adding to the tension between them. Eventually, Thomas stormed off into the woods, leaving the group behind. Suddenly, a loud scream echoed from the trees. Everyone rushed to find Thomas, who was clutching his hand in agony. A knife was lodged deep into his hand. Panic spread once again. No one knew what had happened or who attacked him. Mia tried to help, but as soon as she touched his hand, the knife fell out, and Thomas burst into laughter. It was all a prank. Everyone felt a mix of fear, anger, and confusion, but Thomas couldn't stop laughing. The subscribers watching the live stream found it hilarious. He promised to show them something even crazier when he returned. With that, Thomas disappeared into the woods again, leaving Mia, Pedro, and Cindy behind. Mia, sensing the tension between Pedro and Cindy, decided to leave them alone. She pretended to take her viewers on a tour of the forest, walking away and giving them space. Meanwhile, Lisa, still feeling lonely, stayed behind. Mia noticed how quiet she was and approached her. Lisa confided in her that she felt like nobody liked her. Mia reassured her, telling her that she was her best friend and that they would always look out for each other. Lisa's heart swelled with happiness, feeling like she finally belonged. But just as Mia was comforting Lisa, Thomas called her over, claiming there was more fun happening nearby that the viewers would love to see. Mia reluctantly left Lisa alone and joined Thomas. The group gathered together once more for more entertainment, and Thomas convinced Cindy, who didn't even have social media, to sing for the stream. Cindy hesitated but agreed, surprising everyone with her beautiful voice. Pedro couldn't help but be impressed by her talent, but remained silent, too shy to admit his feelings. Mia nudged Pedro, urging him to compliment Cindy, but he stayed quiet, much to Mia's amusement. Thomas teased him, and soon the two were arguing playfully. Frustrated, Thomas stormed off toward the woods again. Mia, hidden behind a tree, was secretly recording the intimate moment between Pedro and Cindy. The two had finally confessed their love for each other and shared a kiss. Watching from a distance, Mia couldn't help but smile as the live viewers kept pouring in. With the excitement building, she felt the need to use the restroom. Deciding to check on Thomas, Mia knocked on the bathroom door, calling his name, but received no response. Growing worried, she slowly opened the door only to freeze in shock. There, in the bathtub, lay Thomas, lifeless, blood streaming from his face and body. At first, Mia thought it was a sick prank. She urged Thomas to stop, but when he didn't respond, the horrifying truth sank in. He was really gone. She screamed in terror, unable to comprehend what she was seeing. This was her first encounter with a dead body, and it shattered her. Cindy and Pedro rushed in thinking Thomas was joking, but upon seeing him, reality hit them hard. Thomas was dead. Panic spread as they realized the entire situation was being streamed live to thousands of viewers. They debated shutting it off, but quickly realized it was their only proof. With the camera still rolling, they stayed in the bathroom, trying to make sense of the tragedy. As Mia stood frozen in fear, someone entered the room. It was Joss. His hands were stained with blood. The moment the others saw him, all eyes turned to him. When asked what had happened, Joss casually claimed he had gone to the waterfall and cut himself on a broken bottle. But Pedro wasn't buying it. Suspicion grew, and Pedro accused Joss of killing Thomas. Joss laughed nervously, thinking it was a joke, but the others weren't laughing. They demanded answers, and reluctantly, Joss went to the bathroom to see Thomas's body. The moment he saw it, he screamed in shock, stumbling back, confused and terrified. Pedro was relentless in asking where Joss had been when Thomas was killed. Joss had been alone while the others were in the forest, and the bloodstains on his hands made him look guilty. Joss tried to defend himself, insisting he had no reason to harm Thomas, but the argument quickly escalated. Mia, now furious, confronted him too, accusing him of being the killer. The livestream audience, witnessing everything, turned against Joss, convinced of his guilt. Fear set in as the group realized they no longer knew what Joss was capable of. The tension reached a boiling point when Lisa suddenly appeared from upstairs, visibly scared. Mia ran to her, trying to find some comfort in the chaos. At that moment, the group pushed Joss away and fled, desperate to escape whatever nightmare was unfolding. They knew they had to survive until the police arrived. As Mia, Lisa, Cindy, and Pedro ran in separate directions, Joss chased after Mia, pleading with her to believe he hadn't done anything wrong. He begged her to stop the live stream, saying it was ruining his life. Mia refused to stop filming, determined to expose the truth. Joss tried to snatch the phone from her hand, but before he could, someone attacked him from behind. He collapsed to the ground, unconscious. Mia turned around, relieved to see that it was Linda, who had come to find her daughter and had managed to knock Joss out. Mia felt a small sense of relief, thinking the threat was neutralized. She told Linda and Lisa to leave, promising she would bring the others back, but before she could leave, Lisa grabbed Mia's arm. In a frantic voice, Lisa asked why Mia was leaving her, why she was going back to the others who had abandoned her. Lisa reminded Mia that she was supposed to be her best friend, not them. Mia tried to explain, but Lisa grew more furious. Without warning, Lisa pulled out a knife and shouted that no one could separate them, not even Thomas. Then the chilling truth hit Mia. Lisa had been the one behind all of this. Lisa was the real killer. Mia tried to calm Lisa down, pretending to agree, but in the heat of the moment, she tried to snatch the knife away from Lisa. The blade accidentally stabbed Mia and she collapsed, gasping for air. In front of thousands of viewers, Mia died, writhing in pain as the live stream continued to roll. Linda was horrified and quickly grabbed Lisa, whispering that they needed to leave. Together, they fled the scene. Pedro and Cindy arrived moments later, discovering Mia's lifeless body. Shocked and confused, they struggled to process the chaos that had unfolded. Meanwhile, the live stream chat flooded with comments accusing Lisa and her mother of being responsible. But Pedro and Cindy didn't even look at the comments. Their attention turned to Joss, who was still unconscious nearby. When Joss woke up and saw Mia's body, he broke down, sobbing uncontrollably. He had no idea what to do next. Now the only goal left was to escape before it was too late. Joss, still holding the phone, told Cindy and Pedro to head for the car. He promised to get the keys from the room upstairs and bring them to safety. As Cindy and Pedro ran toward the car, Pedro handed Joss the phone, asking him to keep the live stream going for proof. Joss, holding the phone, sneaked upstairs. He overheard a tense conversation between Linda, Lisa, and Anthony. Anthony was furious, demanding they tell the police everything. Linda, however, wanted to protect Lisa and keep the truth hidden. Joss realized the horrifying truth. Lisa was the real killer. Before he could act, Anthony saw him. A struggle broke out, and Joss managed to grab the keys and run. But Linda wasn't far behind. She caught up to Joss, and they fought. Just as Joss was about to be cornered, a police officer arrived on the scene, giving him a glimmer of hope. Linda panicked, accusing Joss and his friends of being the intruders. Joss desperately showed the officer the live stream on his phone and urged him to check the bathroom for evidence. The officer hesitated, unsure if it was another prank, but the live chat exploded with angry messages accusing him of ignoring real cries for help. Skeptical but uneasy, the officer approached the bathroom, only to be ambushed and killed by Linda. Joss ran for the car, hoping to escape with Cindy, but just as he reached it, Anthony grabbed him, pulling him back. Pedro and Joss tried to fight him off, but Linda appeared with a gun. She shot Pedro, killing him instantly. Joss realized he might not survive and urged Cindy to run without him. Cindy, not knowing Joss's fate, fled in the car. As she drove, she was shocked to find Lisa already sitting in the passenger seat. Panicked, she crashed the car. The live stream continued, capturing the crash in real time. Viewers were glued to their screens, witnessing the chaos unfold. Cindy managed to crawl out of the wrecked car, but the fate of Lisa was left uncertain. The live stream continued, leaving viewers in suspense as the tragedy spiraled into a never-ending nightmare. And to spiral into a great story, you just have to click my recommendations on the right next. Subscribe to the lounge to never miss an upload again. And as always, grab your popcorn, enjoy yourself, and see you soon, my friend.